everybody, and welcome back to All the Mods 8. In the last episode, we got ourselves pretty OP ore processing, but unfortunately, we're running into two issues with this setup. Number one, we're not producing enough power to run everything here at 100%. Two, we're not producing enough sulfur, unfortunately. Now, there's a couple of ways we can fix that, but we're not doing that today. Today, we're going to be fixing our power issue, because if we look right here, these guys here are not getting enough power, which is not good. We need these guys running at 100% if we want to maximize our ore processing speed. Since last episode, we have done a stream where we have built ourselves this area down here. We replaced, well, we had our gas turbines, or I keep calling it gas turbines because we're going to be making gas turbines today. Gas generators were underneath the stairs here, but we decided to continue going down and make this big room down here, which is just dedicated to ethylene and gas burners. And then this gigantic dynamic tank right here, which can hold 1 million buckets, has 108,000 ethylene buckets in here. Liquid ethylene. We're converting it from a gas to a liquid to store in this tank. Then it's being converted back into a gas to go into these gas generators, which are producing 1.1 million FE, which is quite a lot, but not enough. And we're going to be using this now today with this guy, a gas turbine from Advanced Generators. We also rebuilt our power area where we now got even more bigger reactors. We got 6 or 8 of them here. We built 6 more on stream, and they actually have had a buff. Since we've built these guys, they've had a buff of 3 times the power production. So they're now producing 90,000 FE instead of just 30, which is actually a huge jump in power. And over here, we're going to be making ourselves an Induction Matrix. This is now where we're going to be storing all of our power and outputting it back into wherever it needs to go, using those points and plugs up there. To come downstairs, this is where the advanced generators are going to be. So we're going to be pumping the liquid ethylene into 16 gas turbines right here, which should be generating over about 800,000 FE. They produce 50,000 each. Down here, we're going to be having powah. So we're going to have nitro reactors. And down over here, we're going to have powah. Energizing orb automation. I have this temporarily set up here because we're going to be doing a little bit of power today. Down here, we're going to be setting up some turbines, which are going to be made from bigger reactors. So for these guys, I think once they're at full speed, we should be producing about 100,000 FE each. And then down here is how we're going to be generating the steam to run them. We're going to have a 9x9 bigger reactor here, which is going to be as a cooling reactor. So we're going to be pumping sodium into him. He's going to output superheated sodium going into a heat exchanger. And the heat exchanger is going to turn that sodium superheated sodium back into regular sodium using water. And as a byproduct, that water will get turned into steam and then pumped up into the turbine and then converted back into water back down into the heat exchanger. So it'll be a constant closed loop right here, similar to how the reactors are from Mechanism. And how we're going to be fixing our sulfur, which I'll just quickly go over right now, is we're going to be converting these 2 towers here into only sulfur seeds. So hopefully that should be produce quite a bit of sulfur. At the moment, we're not actually turning this into the essence yet, but we'll do that now next episode with our auto crafting. And we're going to be setting up, and I want to make myself a giant greenhouse, probably the length of this here. Probably need to cut into the mountain a bit here. And that's going to be filled with a ton of phytogenic insulators. I want 9 per seed, so we'll get 9 essence, or at least 8 essence. So we can actually say if we did iron, we'll get 9 iron essence, which we can then turn into an ingot. No problem. So that's what I want to do up there. Oh, hello, phantoms. Right, there's a lot of things we need to craft right now. We have to craft ourselves a ton of induction casings. We need to craft ourselves a ton of providers and cells, all of the gas turbines. We even need to do cyanide reprocessing so we can actually turn cyanide that is a byproduct of our bigger reactors into plutonium, so we can make the lutecrite, which is the best material for the coils of the bigger reactors turbines. So let's get started. Okay, I think we're at the point now where we can get started. We have all the induction casings, which is what we're going to start off with first. So let's go build ourselves our induction matrix. If we can get down to, there we go. So we're basically going to make a 17 by 17 one. So we just need to fill in the entire edge of this guy. Actually, you know what? It'd be a lot quicker if I just did it like this. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think of that before. All right, there we go. So that's that part. So now we can put down our 2 ports right here. And this guy here is actually going to be energy output. And the front of it here is going to be covered in structural glass. But actually, before we put the structural glass in, let's actually get our cells in. So we have 2 providers. I would have gone with 4, but I think 2 is enough for now. Meaning we'll have a million input and a million output, which is actually still quite a lot. And now we can put down all 10 of these guys here. And then when we have more, we can fill the whole thing in. And if we've done this right, there should be red particles. Maybe it didn't work because I placed it down. Yeah, there we go. Okay, it was because I placed it with the one that didn't register. But you see, we have a capacity of 16 trillion, which is a lot of power. So all we have to do now is come up here, grab this point and stick it on here. For some reason, like the colors aren't working. I don't know what the issue is here. Since the pack had an update, like it hasn't worked. But if we just do this and say priority 1, so it only ever goes in here. Then we can grab this guy and put him down here and say bypass limit, and yeah, this is fine. So all we have to do now is we can actually cover this up. And now we have to go behind every single reactor here and change this to mains power in. And a quicker way to do this now would be to grab a configurator from Flux Networks, shift right click to copy it, and then just right click each one of the plugs and it'll change it to the other network. So just with these 8 alone, we are currently inputting 720,000 FE, which is quite a lot of power. But now we can head over here and come downstairs and do the same thing with this guy. There we go. So all that power now that's being generated here is now being stored in the induction matrix. So now you can see we're inputting 1.91 million and we're outputting 1.3, sometimes jumping to nearly 2, I think. Actually, no, it doesn't jump anywhere higher than 2, but it does go to 1.9. So we're making more power than we're using, but that's just because we have no more sulfur running in the ore processing system, so it's not actually using any power. But once we fix that now, we need this power. So next up then is going to be getting ourselves the gas turbines running. So let's come downstairs. And this is where they're going to go. So the way I'm thinking of setting this up, if I just grab out a bunch of these for now, we're going to have ourselves our controller on the front. We're going to have our fluid intake in the back, powered flux generator in the middle here, and then we're going to have our density battery on top here. So that way the rest of it then will be surrounded by the turbines, kind of hiding the whole thing. And we need to build this up until there's 50 of them here. And I think 50 is, yeah, just 1 block away from the ceiling. Because now we have a look inside the turbine. It should say 50 connected turbines. And once we give it power, it should generate 50,000 FE a tick. Now I just need to do that on the other 15 areas. You know what? A copy and paste gadget made this so much easier to put down. There we go. So all 16 of these guys are now down. Now we need to go through and give them all the ethylene. So Ender Tank, I think I'm going to go with. So we need to make ourselves a few more of these guys. So we need a total of 3 of them because we need an Ender Tank on this side, on that side. We could technically loop it the whole way around and have it come out 1. You know what? That actually probably would be a lot better. I don't think there's anything behind this wall. Yeah, there's not. Okay, so if we just go this way. And let's just come behind the thing first. Yeah, that'll work. And now if we run mechanical pipe behind each one of these guys. Okay, so they should be all connected up with pipes. So if we put this right here. And now I want to dye it pink. Because pink is probably as close as we're going to get to ethylene. So pink dye, if it would give it to me. There we go. And it's hard to see the colors. But if we shift right click each one of these guys, you can see the code at the top is 666. So as long as these two both say 666 as well, we should be okay. And you know what? Since we're actually not putting 1 each side, we only needed 2. Now if we come back over to mechanism, if I could get over there, there we go. Come downstairs and behind the wall right here is where the item or the fluid pipe is. So if we just put this there, it connects it in. and it's now full. We head back over now. Now, if we have a look downstairs, we can see that each one of these guys now are generating power. Oh, wait, no, they're not, because I completely forgot to tell it to extract. There we go. Now there should be generating power. Yep. You can see they're generating power. Current production, 50,000. Now we just need to put a plug underneath each one of these guys so that the power actually goes out into the induction matrix. And that'll be connected in under here. And then it'll also provide power output for the nitro reactors through the top. Okay, with all of the turbines connected up with plugs, we are now generating 2.66 million FE a tick, which is well above what we're using, which is really good. Currently, we've already stored 9 billion, which is actually quite a bit of power. But now let's continue by working on some powah. So if we come down over here, I've already got the iron and gold ready to go and a hopper down here. And I don't think this guy exports out until the recipe is complete. So we put the energizing orb on top. We put this, it'll auto input in the gold and iron. And then that will send out a redstone signal, which will then disable the hoppers. All of them we have to do is grab out our energizing rods, which we're going to stick on top of each one of these guys here. And there and there. We're going to have a lot more now in the future, but at least this will get us started. And you can see that is making blocks of energized steel. Using that energized steel now, if we convert it into ingots, we can then use it to make ourselves hardened capacitors. And then the hardened capacitors is how we're going to upgrade our energizing rods. So since we have 4 of them, we're going to need like 8 of these things. And we already have 8. So we could actually upgrade these guys right now. There we go. And now they're already going to go a lot quicker. Yep, that is a lot faster. Right, we just need to leave that generate a lot more. All right, that should be enough iron or, yeah, energized steel for now. So now we're going to be putting blaze mesh in there, which takes a little bit longer, but this will be the next tier of energizing rods. Now, I've gone ahead and made a load more, so we're going to be upgrading those now to blazing, and then this should go way quicker now once it's done. And we should get our first, yep, there we go, first block of blazing crystal. And that makes 9, and then we can turn that into our capacitors. So that allows us to make 2 of these guys right now. So by putting just the 2 of these guys like right here and here, we're already going to make this thing go significantly faster. Oh yeah, that is way faster now. And now I just need to slowly upgrade these guys now all to blazing. Yep. Even with just the extra 4 right now, it only takes like 3 seconds to make one, which is really nice. The next step after this then would be to use diamonds. So if I grab out some diamond blocks, and once that's finished, it'll start making the diamonds then. And then once that makes an ionic, we can upgrade to niotic energizing rods, and then we can do the spirited ones, and then nitro, which is going to require a lot, actually a good few blazing crystals, because if we look in here, it needs a block, 2 blocks of redstone, and a nether star just to make 16 nitro crystals. Okay, let's make our first nitro crystals now. So, redstone, if the game wasn't lagging. So let's grab out half a stack is more than enough, because I only have 26 stars. I'd have to set up a wither farm if I want a lot more. But 1 star, 2 redstone blocks, and a blazing crystal. This should now make us nitro. Actually, that's not actually as bad as I thought it would be. It's actually fairly quick. But it is slow taking it out because, of course, a hopper is slow. Cool, now we just need to do this multiple times until we have enough to make ourselves 16 reactors. And I'm also going to upgrade the rods. Alright, here's the last nitro crystals I can craft. I don't think I'm going to get all 16 reactors. Even if we can just get 4 of them up to date, at least that's another million power being generated. Yeah, it looks like we're only going to get maybe 2 or 3 of them going. So let's see, we need to work our way all the way up from the bottom here. So the first tier is this guy. So we need 36 of these guys. And since we're going to be making 2, let's make another 36. There we go. And that goes in there. So basic reactor now. So that's all of those. Next up then is hardened. Okay, we don't have enough hardened capacitors. No problem. We'll just make another stack more. That's the rest of those. Next up, blazing. Niotic. We need even more niotic crystals. So more diamond blocks. Yeah, I did remove the automated system from here, but you can see how fast this crafts stuff now, which is great. All right, last one's now nitro. Perfect. So come over here now. Let's just start with the ones in the corner here. I don't think we should work our way from down there. Let's work our way from up here. So not enough blocks. Oh yeah, that's because I'm not holding it there. So that should start building it then. Okay, so it seems we can only do 2. So that's okay. That's going to slowly build our reactors now. And even just the 2 of these guys are going to be generating 500,000. But at least now after the next episode, we'll be able to make a lot more. And now I just need to make sure that the point up here is connected. It is. Okay, that's good. And it is on unlimited. There we go. So now what we need to do is actually input in a couple of things. One, we're going to need to make our raw uranite. So let's just go to powah. We have actually quite a bit of uranite already. So I'm just going to grab out a chest for the time being. After next episode, we'll be able to automate this properly. So if we just grab out a pipe and then just grab a chest and stick the chest right here, we can put our pipe right there. Configurator just to tell it to extract. And then we can give it the pipe upgrade. So that's going to start generating power right away. But we can make this thing work better. Yeah, you can see the temperature is rising very quickly. So if we just grab out a bucket of water, we're going to need two. So you get a bucket of water and you get a bucket of water. Luckily, you don't have to actually keep pumping water in. It just recycles it automatically inside itself. And now we just need to grab out a stack of coal blocks. So 2 coal blocks. Now redstone blocks. So you get coal and redstone, and you get redstone. And there's one more thing we can put in here. Solid coolant, which we're going to use dry ice. Now we can turn on auto mode. So once it reaches 70%, it's fine. We're still generating 150k at the moment, but we can make this thing go better once we bring the coolant down. So dry ice is something we don't have at the moment, but you can make it using blue ice, which is then comes from packed ice, which is just rounded up by using regular ice. So to make regular ice, we can use a blast chiller. So we just need actual packed ice first. Now, have we found a coal biome where I can get some packed ice to start with? Yeah, we have. All right, let me go and see if I can get some ice. Okay, with the packed ice, we can now make ourselves our blast chiller. Just need to make 2 invar gears, and there we go. So this blast chiller is going to turn water into ice. Now, we'll have to compact this ice multiple times until it makes blue ice, and then we have to put that blue ice into an energizer. And it seems to be 2 blue ice per craft, so yeah. Where are we going to put this? I actually don't know. Because we have to have it hooked up to this crafter, which I'm actually going to remove from theirs now, since we don't need it there anymore. And I don't think we need these binary processors anymore, so we can remove those too. So what we could do actually then is have the blast chiller there, and then we can have a crafter on top. We can say configuration, water is going to go in the right, items are going to output out the top, okay? And then in here, we can clear this recipe, so we'll just clear that, and then we just need to start generating up some ice first. So to give them both power, we'll just use a universal thing. Then we can put a sink there and a point there, configurator, tell it both to extract, and there we go. And it's already making us ice. Perfect. So we want to put the ice in here, and that's going to make packed ice and apply. Now, we also actually, no, we'll change this to stay in the input buffer. So packed ice will stay in there. And once we have enough, we need to give this guy here some upgrades. Yeah, he's making quite a bit now nicely for me. So you can see we've made 1 packed ice now. So if we just go to this recipe, and then we can put this in here, and that should make us blue ice, and then that can go to the output buffer. Apply. So once it made enough packed ice and dry ice and whatever, we should be okay. So I'm actually going to stop this thing just for a moment, just so I can organize this thing. So we're just going to have like the bottom half here is going to be all packed ice. And then the top half here is all going to be regular ice. Yeah, but it, remember, why not? There we go. So blue ice now has gone to the output buffer. But now we need to input that into something. So we're just going to grab a dimensional chest, put it there. And what frequency will we go with? What frequencies are we using at the moment? 4, 5. Okay, let's go number 6 for dry ice. And then just using a basic item pipe, we can tell the thing to extract out the blue ice. Perfect. Now, over here, if I could... I hate that I can't see where I'm aiming now. For some reason, like whenever I'm holding the sword, the block disappears and the name doesn't show. It's really annoying. Okay, the easiest way to do this is just to automate this guy now. So I guess we're just going to have to remove these 2 energizing rods. And, oh wait, we're going to have to remove the ones on top of this now as well, because redstone has to go there. We'll put it back eventually once we're no longer doing it that way. Okay, so the way I'm planning on hooking this up is we're just going to have our dimensional chest right here, which is going to have our blue ice. Then what I want to do is come under it here, tell it to extract, and I'm going to stick this pipe upgrade on it, and we're just going to say round robin. That way it'll put it in between each one evenly. So need to put that in there, take this out, and then there we go. Should be 3 in each one. Yeah, there we go. So that makes dry ice, and now dry ice I'm going to want to put in the filter here, and that's actually going to go into another dimensional chest over here. So this one is actually on frequency 8, and put that in there. There we go. And now all the dry ice will go into this chest, and then will get put into each reactor. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it until one has filled up with a whole stack first. So yeah, they're just going to have to share what they have. Frequency 7, dry ice has already gone in, temperature is dropping, power generation is rising. Okay, now I just need to set the same thing up over here. If we wanted to, we could actually make this thing here a lot faster than it already is using the new extras that were added. We got draconic integral components, which adds a 4.5 rather than just a 4, and we've also got a higher tier flux amplifier, so we could make this guy then as well if we wanted to. I don't think it's actually that difficult. We just need some shellite ingots, which is just some shulker shells, bronze dust, and apatite dust. So if we head over to the mechanism area and crush up a bunch of that dust, we should be able to make these things go a lot quicker. Okay, dusts are crushed, so let's make ourselves our dusts now for this one. So we got 50 shellite dust. We need dragon steel, so we have about 30 of that. That should be enough. We just need to make one upgrade here. What we need to do actually now is quickly grab out the upgrades out of here and now upgrade them. Oh yeah, we need to smelt these guys. Actually, I think there's 2 other things we need to do. We need to make this dust, smelt that, and I think we have everything then. So we need to make ourselves 12 of these gears since we have 3 upgrades to make. So 12 gears. And then we can upgrade the 3 of these guys. Oh, we need niter dust. That is just crushing niter, right? Yeah, and a pulverizer. Okay, that's easy enough. 3 of these. And now we need to make these ones. So we need some enderium gears. It's easy enough. And then upgrade them to this guy. So now we just need 12 of these gears. Hopefully we have enough here. Oh, just enough. Perfect. And, oh, there we go. Now that's them. And now we just need to make this guy, which is going to require 4 these gears and upgrade. There we go. Let's see how much faster this setup here now goes. Oh my. Damn, that is so fast. Imagine we had multiple of these set up. We'll have no problem making enough dry ice for our nitro reactors. I might actually do that. I might do that before now next episode. But yeah, imagine we had all of those upgrades in like phytogenic insulators and in like all our multi-server presses for making gears and plates. That would be really good. Okay, so let's get to work on making this turbine now. So what I need to do is grab out some turbine, and this thing is going to be 7 wide. And you know what the builders want here will help me. So just need to cover basically every surface right here. Did I see a hole? I did see a hole. Oh, that's stone. That's meant to be stone brick. There we go. And then this wall. There we go. So what we need to do then is on each end, we need to put a turbine rotor. So we need to put this guy right here and one right here. Is that right? Yes. And we're going to have glass on the front. But now what we need to do is basically run rotor shafts the whole length of this thing. And now I was reading, and it turns out unobtainium is actually better than ludocrite. I thought ludocrite would have been the best material, but no. If you actually go into the quests here and go to bigger reactors, similar to what you have here for your reactor, you can see a full list of moderators if you go to that link. But it does say in here that unobtainium is considered one of the best moderators, and the same down here, click this link and it'll bring you to the coils, and it's actually ordered from the worst to the best, and unobtainium is at the very end of the list being the best option. So that's what we're going to go with instead of ludocrite. I'll have to do the same thing over here. Now once we have this, we need to put the little blades onto it now. So we're going to be doing these guys 2 wide, and then once you have them placed, you can basically just finish it off with the wand. There we go. And now roughly the center, if we can find it, looking like this block right here. Let's just count how many blocks are either side of it now to make sure we're doing this correctly, and we'll do that with glass. Okay, it's 15 long and glass on either side now, so we're actually okay. And what I need to do now is basically fill the entire thing here up with the glass then. And that's the turbine built, but we're not done yet. We need to add the power tap and the fluid ports. And I'm going to add them over here. So, hang on, let me just extend this wall in by 1 so we can find the exact center, which is here. So this is where the power tap is going to go. And then down over here, we're going to have a fluid port here and here. Did not mean to break that. There we go. And this guy here is going to be, I'd say, fluid output. So this is going to be where, actually, no. This one here is going to be fluid output. That's where the excess water is going to go. Technically, we could just have that go into a trash can, and we don't necessarily need to save it and go down into the heat exchanger, but we'll see. And the other thing we need to do actually now is stick on the plugs. There we go. Oh yeah, and I fixed the color on it. I looked on the issues page, and it turns out biome blend is what's causing this thing not to show colors, which is kind of weird, but unfortunately, if I want to see what network I'm connected to, I'm going to have biome blend off, which means this happens. Yeah, we're just going to have like these hard lines going through the biomes, which doesn't look that good. And like this is an amaranth field, and then we're in a forest, and then a jungle over here. So it doesn't work very well. So I'm going to have to make a decision whether or not I keep this on or off. Probably going to end up turning it back on because I hate seeing the lines like this. I mean, eventually once we get into Evilcraft and change all of this biome back into Amaranth Field, it shouldn't be that bad, but I guess the issue might be fixed by then. Right, let's get to work on making ourselves a reactor. So we're going to start with the bigger reactor. So it needs to be 9 by 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll just go across to here because this is also 9 wide. There we go. Now we can just fill in the bottom here with the casing and now the sides. Okay, so now for the fuel rod layout, I don't know what to do for this. Like, we don't necessarily want it going like extremely hot. So I was kind of thinking more along the lines of this setup, but I think this actually might be too many. Yeah, this is way too many. Like, we're just going to be wasting fuel down here. So let's just go with a simple... let's just go with this setup here. This should be fine. I don't think we're going to run into any issues with this. So on top of that now, we need to put our control rods. And we need to put our casing right here. But I'm actually going to have to break one of these open for a second and put in all the modium blocks, which is what we're going to use to regulate the temperature in here. Okay, and then we just need to put the glass in the front. Did I not make any reactor glass? No, I didn't. So all we have to do now is basically just fill the entire thing up with all the modium. Hopefully we have enough here. Okay, just barely enough. We're left with 50, so we do not have enough to do the one over there. So I'm going to have to go to the mining dimension and get more. And now I just need to finish building the top there, and then glass. And then this should be pretty much constructed. I just need to add the terminal and the access ports and the fluid port. It definitely did work. So now we just need to come back in here. And let's say fluid's going to come out there. And then we're going to have our access ports here and here. So we're just going to change this to eject waste. Go back into the system. Put this guy right here. Dye him lime green so it links up with the uranium. And we're just going to put a pipe there, this on top, and then tell it to extract. It should be fairly simple. And now this guy should be basically running once I turn him on and he fills up. So you can see he's not going to generate power anymore. He's going to start converting fluids. Now, we could pump water into it and then it'll instantly make steam, but I'm hoping by using a heat exchanger, it will convert to make more steam. Oh, that is weird. Okay. Somehow you have X-ray vision through the ground. You are going to be output right here. Okay. So, the heat exchanger now. Let's build this. Okay, there we go. So, it's the same thing as before, 9 by 9. And now we can get rid of that and take out the glass, ports, terminal, and these condenser pipes. So, the fluid exchange is going to be here. So, it's going to link up with that one. And this one should be linking up with that one. So, you go there and you go there. And then up here, we're going to have access to our... Let me just dig a door right here since we don't have one. We need to be able to access our turbine. So let me just dig a little hole here. And we're going to say this one's going to come out there. I need them on the edge so I can maximize what's inside. Which is kind of weird, but it has to be done. And then they will get pipes running into them. Let's put glass along the front here so we can see where we are placing blocks then now. And we're also going to need a terminal on the front right here. Is this not going to construct? Okay, yeah, so it needs a channel. So we got two different channels here. We got like a red channel and a blue-red channel. The red channel needs to be connected where the cooling is going to coming in from the reactor. So this needs to be connected right here. So something basic is like that. And this thing should construct once I put this one then down. And this is what's going to turn water into steam. Now you can see the thing is built. So you can see default the temperature is at 293 Kelvin. I do not know what that is in degrees. But basically it's ready. So if we come out here and grab a sink, we'll just use basic mechanism pipes for now. We could use integrated dynamics, but we'll see how these handle. If they aren't enough, well, we'll switch to integrated dynamics. So that's going to have water going in. right? So this is the evaporator channel input, which is basically where the water is going to be coming out of this guy. So actually, I'm going to change this to an output, and this is going to be the input. So I'm just going to run this down and connect it in there. So this is where the steam is going to be coming out. And then the water, I'm just going to have it dump itself into the sink. There we go. So that should be set up now, ready to go. So if we come back around and have a look in the front here, you can see there is water. Now we need to get this guy filled with coolant, and we're going to be using sodium. I have sodium being stored back here, which is originally being dumped due to making hydrogen chloride. Wow, the lag is bad. But if I come back over here, I should be able to get down to it. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to grab a couple tanks of it here. Yeah, that should be enough for now. So if we come over here now, this is going to be input. So this is where we'll pump the sodium into. So let's just make this fairly tall so I don't have to keep trying to jump over the cable. And you are going to be condenser output. So extract. And then this guy here is going to be the coolant output. And this is going to extract out of here. Okay, so all I have to do then is just stick this here. Tell it to extract. Which should fill this entire thing up. Probably will need more than one tank. So let's just get a couple tanks going in there. Oh, we might have overfilled it. If this pipe is full, then it might cause an issue. But actually, I think maybe once it starts going, it'll actually fill into this guy. So it might be okay. Like this guy says it can hold 90 buckets, so should be okay. So if we basically just turn it on, we should be okay. Well, it's turned on now, so let's see if this is working. There is nothing in the pipes. Huh? It says it's all right here. This is definitely... Oh, it's meant to be input. In your output. Okay, there we go. Let's see if it's working now. Okay, we have superheated sodium. And we have liquid sodium. And is the temperature rising? It is dropping. But the temperature on this side is rising. So which one am I supposed to be looking at? Well, I think we just need to wait for this number here to rise a lot more. I think it needs to be like 370 or something for it to work. So we'll see how it goes. Whoa, that casing temperature is high. And why is this thing saying negative numbers? Is this thing running too much? It's dropping now, so maybe it's okay. Is there too much sodium in the pipes, or is it not enough? Well, it's not extracting anymore, so clearly there's enough. Or maybe there's too much, since if the pipes are full, maybe there's too much in there. Let me see if I can empty some of it. Well, that insta-filled. How's that now? Oh, it disappeared. Okay, the number jumped for a second, and now it's jumping down. I might need to leave this for a bit, maybe tinker around with it, and see if I can get this thing to run correctly, because something doesn't seem right here. I might add more of these condensing channels in here just to see what's going on. I have a feeling this thing is duplicating sodium, because I just dumped it all and it reappeared. I just got a trash can, voided it. So if we look in here, there should be nothing. And if I go back into here now, once I remove it, give it a second, and it will refill up with sodium. Where is it coming from? So am I just meant to dump the sodium because this thing's glitched? Actually, that seems exactly what I'm supposed to do, because the temperature is now rising and this thing here is still full of sodium. You can actually see it's still filling up. Okay, I think this setup might be completely broken. Let me just double check my creative world, because I had this thing working correctly when we built it on stream. Let me go check and see if that's still working. Okay, no, the one in the creative world is doing the exact same thing. It's causing this thing here to jump around. I do not know why that's happening. I guess something within the recent updates of the pack has caused this thing to break, which is not good. That is not what I wanted. But now I'm wondering, actually, maybe with a glitched and infinitely making like steam, could I basically just fill the turbine? What if we bypassed this guy and just go straight with steam? Let me try that. All right, moment of truth. Let's pump water in and tell it to extract out steam. Okay, steam is being exported. Turn that on and... Oh, did not want to teleport home. Is steam being inputted in? It is. So if we engage it now... Okay, it doesn't seem we're making enough. But the thing definitely seems to be getting up there. So it's starting to generate power. 60,000, 70,000. Damn, this is going quite fast. Right, so let's decrease the flow rate down to like, I don't know, something like 15. Because I think that's what I had on the other turbine I built in the creative world. Okay, so 15,001. And it wants us to have it in between 900 to 1800. We're going to try and aim for 1800. So you can see the steam is actually building up. So maybe we don't even need the heat exchanger. This setup here is so broken that it's actually making more steam. And I'm pretty sure it's doing it infinitely right now. Yeah, damn, this thing is going really fast. So let me do the same thing on the other side and see if we can get this guy running. Okay, other reactor, it should be up and ready to go. Let's see if this one breaks as well. Wait, this one actually seems like it's working okay. Yeah, this one actually seems to be working properly. Then why is this one so broken? The temperature is still fluctuating like crazy on it. Whereas this guy, oh wait, no, never mind, I spoke too soon. It's starting to bug out on this one too. Okay, but anyway, we should be able to start pumping steam, which it already has. We're down to flow rate 15. This guy, actually, I've changed it a tiny bit because I was trying to see how much I can actually input in. So I was trying to like see if I can go up to maybe 18, but then I was worried that we're actually using too much steam. But we can see we're nearly generating 500,000. And these two combined, if we go up to 17 as well and turn it on, disengage the coil so it spins up faster. This guy's still rising, so we disengage it, fill up, and then it'll drop back down to its original level. Now engage the coils here, and it's starting to drop. But unfortunately, we're not making enough steam. So I don't know if it's just down to like the flow rate of the pipes or what, I don't know. So we could try integrated dynamics to see if that will increase the flow rate. Oh, I never told this thing here to extract, so maybe that's the issue. No, it's still slowly dropping. But yeah, this is not bad at all. So I think the flow rate might be too low. So I think around maybe 17 or 16 might be the best number to keep it at, to keep the steam filled up and still produce only 500,000. Yeah, let's go with 16 just to be on the safe side. So cool. So we have our turbines running. I'm disappointed that we couldn't use the heat exchanger because that would have made it so much better, because then we'd be able to use the heated sodium. But unfortunately, I think these reactors are broken in this current version of the pack. So hopefully this gets fixed the next version, or I just have to kind of do without the turbines and just go straight into mechanism turbines. But I'm going to end it there, so hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell while you're at it then as well. So without any further ado, goodbye.